Hey guys, so today I'm out here in a shop in the high bay. I call it the high bay, it's just got a big door. With the sandblaster, I started sandblasting some of the tins and air filter housings. And I bought this thing this summer from a auto shop that was going out of business. I paid $1,000 for it. What the heck, you know? $1,000, pretty cheap. I just used it now for the first time. I dumped some more glass bead in there and figured out, pretty self-explanatory. It's a sandblaster cabinet. I gotta get some new rubber gloves. There's a little cut in one, and some new lenses. And when I did bring it home, I got home a little late and it was hot and or warm out, and so the next morning I was gonna, before I unload, I was gonna clean the filter and stuff in there, and I didn't. I got it in here and I'm like, oh, you know what? I forgot to clean that thing. I don't want to make the mess outside, but this baby is solid. It's about a good 9 pounder here. But I'm gonna go outside and bead on this and try to see if I can get it somewhat cleaned and blown out. And I'll see about ordering a new one of them for it. Other than that, I'm getting nice and dirty and nasty. I know I should be wearing probably a respirator or at least a dust mask, but I'll let it settle down a little bit. Just gotta watch it bump this a little bit, and she's snowflaking little dusties. But anyways, having fun, keeping at it. I'll get these tins. I gotta clean all the oil and grease off the rest of them, and get them over here, sandblast them, prime them, paint them. So, well, sandblast them, straighten them. And if anything needs to get any little straightened and touched or welded or anything, I'll do all that. And get them primed, painted, and get the rubbers, engine seal stuff put back on them. And that part will be behind me. We'll show you back behind it. Just got a dust collector on off, light on off. The foot pedal just plugs into there. Electronic valve plug. In, and back here is the motor on the top, and there's two of these, one on each side. You can just pop them off and take the motor off like that. And then here's the deal that it just probably pushes against the filter a little bit to kind of rattle some stuff loose. And it's cone shaped down here. And there's another latch here, so you can open, you can open that and dump the stuff out of there. So when I opened it, I stuck my hand in there. It was piled up on this cone in there. I stuck my hand there and I just cleaned it all out. Like I said, I wanted to clean that out back when, I wanted to clean it out back when I picked it up, but I forgot. So now she's clean, and I don't know. We'll see. Let me turn it on. Oh, sounds a lot better already. Sounds like it's got vacuum now. Oh yeah, a lot better. Well, got that done. I'm gonna clean up my mess. Push this thing back. Let me turn this off. Push this thing back a little bit against the wall. It's got that big step there. You gotta stand on top of that to reach in there. Yeah, push against the wall a little bit. I had to pull it out to get that motor filter out, but I don't know. It's a clean every so often, and so she's clean. So what I'm working on now this morning is I got my parts cleaner going. I'm just cleaning everything. I let it soak in here overnight. Threw it in there yesterday, Sunday. And I'm just cleaning everything and blowing it off, wipe it down, blow it off. And I got some fuel engine parts here. Trying to clean that the best I can. This, I think I should probably go and get thrown in one of the machines to clean it with the engine parts. I'll talk to Gary about that. I got a bin here. This stuff's already been cleaned up a little enough. I'm just getting the grease and grime off of it. And I'm gonna run it into the sandblaster, run it to my sandblaster box today, the cabinet. I gotta go through and clean all this stuff, all these tins. I already, these ones were riveted, the rubbers on there, the sealers for the motor, and I drilled them out. They were pop riveted. So I got all this to clean up. There's the turkey roaster, and I gotta clean the bracket that holds the transmission, and I'll clean this filter part there, tube, and I get all this cleaned up. And yeah, you bunch of lazies, come help me. I'll get this all cleaned up, sandblasted, straighten the best I can. Yeah, it's kind of hard when you don't know if it's correct or not like that. You know, I'll have to maybe look on another van here. I think that's probably correct, but I got the other ones really bent up. And straighten that stuff up the best I can, and get her primed and painted. You know, make her look all pretty. I gotta fix that. Like, look at that. I'll weld that up. I'll put a piece in there, flatten it the best I can, weld it, flapper it. Maybe best to weld a washer over the top part if I knew what the outside part was on that. Yeah, and these parts here, maybe those should get ran through that machine too. I'll give Gary a call this morning and see what he says. And he's got, he'll be hopefully running a block over to the machine shop today, and the crank and the heads, and they'll be cleaning that all up and throwing the crank on the machine as soon as they can, and check that and see if it's oblong, if they got a machine. I'm sure they probably will have to machine it for bearings. We'll see, and see what bearings we got to order, and what gaskets we need to get. Well, we know what gaskets we need to get. We just got to order the gaskets and the bearings, and yeah, it's gonna be a hot week. Talking 110, 15 degrees, hotter, 118, 17 in Phoenix. So I'm out here right now. It's not too bad, but yeah, we'll get this cranking, and come on. Need a new pump too, pump motor. All right, we'll get her done. This morning, guys, I came out at 3 this morning, turned the fans on. It's try to cool off the shop a few degrees. It's not bad. It's about 80, was about 86. I don't know. It's gonna be like 113 today. My shop's turned into a mess. I got parts all over the place, trying to keep everything going smoothly between ordering parts, cleaning parts, going over to Gary's. I'll probably come out here tomorrow. Morning's gonna be hotter yet, and straighten some stuff out. But I'm just really trying to get the stuff sandblasted, and so I can prime and paint them. Try to do it a little bit in the morning while it's cooler. I got some more of the glass bead I just got from Harbor Freight. And while I was out here yesterday, I had noticed the one hose had a hole in it, so it was leaking. I said, I bought this used. My gloves had holes in it, so I ordered some on Amazon. They were cheap. I couldn't see too well with that, and this was the lenses on there. They had two small ones taped together, so I went on Amazon. I ordered up a bunch of lenses. I don't know, I got a whole crap load of them, and I guess just peel it off and stick it on there. So I will go ahead, I cleaned it already, and I'll go ahead and stick that to it and put the new gloves on there. And the old ones weren't bad, but there were some little holes in them right here. And that's just, you know, coming out and I'm breathing the crap. And I had a hole on the hose here, I noticed. A little hole in there where it bends, where it's wore thin. I was like, what's that little black clean dot on there? Yep, the hole. So I just put a piece of rubber on there. And a hose clamp for now. I have another one of them hoses, a nice heavy duty one ordered from Amazon. That'll be here tomorrow. And I did buy some dust masks, so I'm not breathing any little bit of it in. This stuff here just seems to, when you open the door, it falls. So I'll clean that up too today. And so I just got these to work on. I got to take them apart, pop the screws out, pull the thermostat pieces off, and get the turkey baster, some parts here, and yeah, like I said, I'm sandblasting, taking the pieces out, and I'm looking, and then I still have like a little grime in the cracks here, and it was kind of hard to see in there with the lenses being so dirty. So I come and just scrape it out a little bit and go throw it back in there again. Also, I do have a couple light bulbs I think out in there. That'd be the next thing to fix. Hey, there's a bulb out there maybe. There's lenses up on that too. Okay, now that I didn't know. So, okay. We'll get cracking at it here. And for a couple hours, then I have to get in the house and I have to start ordering the rest of the parts from Clark's. The bearings and the gaskets. So that's what I'm doing today. Another thing I got to do too is I have ordered a box for this. I ordered a winch, and I still have to pick up a deep cycle battery. I got the switch. This will be another little project to put a winch on here with a solar panel on there for trickle charge. I'll have to move this box around the corner. That's my battery for my brakes. Relocate that here, get the box on there, make a heavy bracket in there for the winch to get mounted, cut the box, put a slot in it with some rollers, and get that done. So for now, I just want to get these tins done and painted. So that's behind me, so I can start on other stuff in between working with Gary on the motor. And he's cracking the whip on that, wants me to get the bearings shipped quicker so we can start putting that together. All right, guys, I got the new lens on and the gloves on. A good helpful hint, instead of fighting with these things, I was trying to put it on like that with it hanging and hold it up there and get the ring on, and it would fall off the top or something would slide and move. Just go ahead and pull it inside out a little bit so it hangs there. It holds itself in there. And then you can take and flip it over the lip and tighten it on there. Real easy. It went on so quick. Yeah, it was good. So yeah. And this media used to come in these buckets here at Harbor Freight, and now they come in the boxes. So I'll dump one in there, or part of one, and I'm going to throw the other one in the bucket. So it's hopefully they're sealed in a bag to keep them dry. I mean, we don't have a humidity problem out here so much in Arizona, but I do like the buckets better. But you know, that's the way they went. All right. So I'll toss these out, clean my stuff up here, sand off of there a little bit, or glass bead, and get going on this. Get some. I gotta get this stuff done. I gotta get this done. I'm just want it behind me so I can work on better things here. So this is my air compressor room. I had built all this in the shop. I had put all this in, all the piping, everything in here, and that's my compressor. I run an air dryer. So I think it's ran. It's automatic, dumps outside. I have a primary, and then I have a secondary HEPA filter over here. This one here just I guess freezes anything out of it. And then I have an automatic dump here on the compressor. I made that little red safety ring around there so I wouldn't break that off. And then what I also do is, because in this room, it's fairly small, I did put this vent fan in here. And I do have, behind the door, I have that in there for airflow. And in the winter, it's no problem. I run this thing, we'll run it for 8 hours in the winter on the plasma table. And I will crack the door from time to time. Like now, I'm gonna leave this door cracked open and actually put an extra fan in here blowing, because I do have a thermometer in here. And it was like pegging out 120, so it's probably over 120 here yesterday, for sure. And then this is my oil changes I do on the compressor. I didn't do much cutting last year, so I didn't do an oil change, but it's gonna be due for one in fall. But yeah, there's the automatic dumps going on it. And I did plumb in, I got a shut off here so I can shut my air lines off to the compressor. And I can put another compressor on there just in case of emergencies. I have a smaller stand-up one here covered. It's usually nice and clean in here. When I do my oil changes, I'll clean everything. That way I can see if I get any drips or anything on it, you know. So far the system's been good. Like I said, I run it 8-10 hours sometimes. It'll run the plasma table. It doesn't run constant. It turns on and off, but pretty good system in here. So that's what I use. So I'm over on the sandblaster. It does a really good job. It's working pretty well. But I noticed like if there's rubber, anything rubber, gasket material on here, I think that's what it is. I don't think it's the grease. It has a hard time getting it off. So like right in there, I don't know, some of it's paint, some of it's grease in the cracks and corners. So I just put on the wire wheel carefully and just try to get that out of there. I did take a screwdriver, scrape some of it out of there. Cleaning it up a little bit on this to make it a little easier in the sandblast box. So it cleans it a little quicker. You gotta be careful, so you snag this and get it under there, you're gonna have a twisted up piece of junk that you're gonna really have to straighten. I gotta straighten this as it is. But yeah, I'll wrap your fingers up in this thing. Wear gloves. I don't know, I've been doing this my whole life, so wear gloves, be careful. Just because I'm doing it. I wrapped my fingers up in one when I was a kid. I gotta watch that too. I really need to move that. I wasn't paying attention one day and I had it turn and it ground through one of my nice heavy duty cords. So when I was a kid, I was in my dad's shop on a Sunday and I wasn't supposed to be in there, and I had my bicycle chain all greasy, my hands are greasy. And he had a big one with like a 1-horse motor, big wheels. I wrapped that damn chain up in there with my fingers. Came upstairs from his little shop in the basement, hands bleeding everywhere. Went in the living room and I was afraid he was gonna beat me, you know, for playing around in his shop. And he just looked at my mom to take him to the hospital, where they had to soak and clean my fingers for an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, just to find where I was all sliced up and stitch my fingers back together. But yeah, we'll just and I don't use the switches on these no more. I just have an on and off switch there, because we used to wear the switches out all the time, you know. We did so much wire wheel and stuff, so that's why I just use foot pedals and switches on the walls a lot of times. So, but we used to wear these grinders out and take the parts and put the other switches in that were still good. But so yeah, I'm just gonna clean that up, sandblast it, scratch the rest of it out of there and straighten these up and keep working at it. So I got a lot of it cleaned on the wire wheel. I did, you know, try sandblasting it a little bit at first, but and I just want to get that out of there because I know the sandblaster is having a, just ain't want to get it out of there too good. So I just got the Dremel out. A little wire wheel. This one's pretty worn out, but it seems to be getting that groove cleaned out. I don't know, it'll be the nicest looking thing on the vehicle, I think. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it's working. Very much left of these. I don't know, they're pretty, these ones are pretty, I don't know. They got the staple holes in there and it's kind of tweaked up. I'll put a piece of flat, small iron square in the vise, and I'll tap that nice and get it looking pretty good, and get that back better than what it is. And prime it paint. We'll call that good on those. These I gotta take these ends off, pull the thermostats out, and we'll throw these in the sandblaster next. All right, so I'm taking this apart so I can sandblast it and clean it. I took one apart already. It's fairly easy. It's like thermostat. I don't know. I guess these, I don't know if these are good. They're pretty crusty, but yeah, I think they're closed when they're cool and they expand. Open the door when they heat up on there. But yeah, there was only one screw in this one, and this goes on there. And like that, screwed thermostat flapper. There went the screw. Anyways, I'll take this one here apart. There is just a that holds this on. It slides in there, just like the carburetor, so you can adjust it so your open and close is right. That just slides in the hole. Very simple designs. If it wasn't so crusty, it'd slide in there a little easier, and then you just snap that down. Very simple. I'm not going to sandblast them because I don't want to. I'll just clean them up a little bit with a wire brush or something. But so pull the screw or the nut off there. It's 1/2 inch. Take the nut off there. And there is a flat spot here, so you can put a wrench on there, pull the rod off, I'm assuming. And then I'll do that, and I'll clean this up too, the rod. So that comes off there. And then you have your piece that you flip up here. And then it slides off sideways. And then the last one, just maybe easier if I get the rest of this apart. Yeah, where is it? Yeah, one screw. It's even the wrong kind of screw. They just put, I don't know, man, this one here, everything's crazy in this one here. Everything's wrong. Whatever he had laying around in his shop, I guess. It should, bending over getting on my screwdriver. It should have a screw like this, a square head one, not this crap. And okay, and another one right there. So we'll get that one off. Actually, you wouldn't even have to take it all the way off because it's slotted, but I'm going to take it all the way off anyways and sandblast. I should really be using, instead of using this. Come on. Instead of using a pressing wrench, I should be using the right tool for it, you know. I'm going to try to put all new screws in there. So then that just slides out. Looks like there's been a screw there. Maybe it was connected with other tins that held it into. I don't remember right now offhand. Okay. Then your bar here seems like you just scoot it out underneath there. I'm gonna say maybe that, yeah. I say maybe that flat spot's supposed to go right in there, but it looks like you put a wrench on there. This one's loose. And take it off like that. I'll put the nut back on there with it. Keep these together. I don't know if we can wire brush soak and clean these. I'll probably just try to get new ones maybe. Maybe Gary will be like, that's fine, use what you got. Or I have them. And this one here, the other one just fell off. It was, see, that's what's missing here. Where this pin goes through, on here to hose it. It goes through to hold your flapper. This one's, the little piece of metal is missing on there. So it's got that little piece of metal on there that bends over to holds the pin in that holds your assembly there for opening and closing. Very, very simple design. Out here in Arizona, I think a lot of people just, they don't use them. They just take them off. Doesn't get that cold in the winter here. I mean, it might frost a couple times, not every year. Like a couple times one year, and you might get no frost the next year. Now, I noticed this one, and this pin. This pin looks pretty good. This one, it is worn bad. You can see that. It's worn bad. Now I'll weld that up and just, look, it's even worn there too, from where it sits there. It's worn. Oh, it's worn bad there too. I'll probably just go, I have a bunch of this stuff. Instead of me spending all that time welding all that up and fixing it, which I could. You could get fancy and put it in a lathe too, after you weld it, but it's just a pin. I got a bunch of this stuff in the storage container. I'm sure I got a pin, a better one. So we pull the pin out. There's that little tab. And it's apart. Everything's apart on this. I'll sandblast and clean it. For the this one here that holds your cooler, was it 8 fin and 12? I got it right. Gary wants me to go ahead and alter it for a 12 fin. So I'm gonna cut that all out. I'll sandblast this one, cut it all out. He wants to see me. I says I'll make it and it'll look like it was one from like a 64 Spider, I believe is one with a 12 fin that you can also use. But I'll check what I have. If I had one of those, I have a 63 Spider. I can't. They don't have the longer coolers on them, oil coolers. So I'll modify that. Now I don't know about this here because I know some of them there's a plate you can take off for winter, summer. I do believe too. Looks like these bend. I don't know. I'll ask Gary about that again and post a video on that. Okay, I'm gonna get this work on sandblasting and cleaning this stuff up now. Now since I took and cleaned out on a wire wheel and I did run the little wire wheel with the Dremel through there, it literally, I did miss one little spot here. It literally just took seconds to blow that stuff apart and clean it. Yeah, it does blow around dust in here a bit, and it is easy to miss a little thing. So you just go ahead and go ahead and throw it back in there and do it. But yeah, very, very good. It just saved a little extra time. So I got a fan here just to keep me cool because I'm hot. Plus, if any little particles that come out, they can blow away. We got a little mask here, and turn my lights on. Turn this on. We got a little foot pedal here. The hardest part is remembering where you missed little stuff and going back and doing it. Because once it gets dusty and dirty, dirt flying in here, it's kind of hard to see. But it definitely was good to scrape off a little bit of crud on there. It made it clean it a lot faster. But I get like a little piece I miss, I don't see it, and open it up, and then have to go back in and clean it off again. And yeah, every time you open this thing, I kind of bang it, but there's a little lip on there, and you open it, seems like it wants to rain dust or glass bead a little bit. So I've turned my fan off. So I try to remember all the little parts, little pieces I missed. I'm trying to get it all off and do a good job on it. I got Gary. He'll be happy if I do a good job. He likes stuff to look nice, and so do I. Now I'm going to say, to be most efficient as you can when you're sandblasting, just keep working from one spot all the way all around your area. It's hard to see in there, but instead of going here and going there, and it makes it harder when you think you got it all clean, you go back and like, oh, I missed here and here, and then you got to think where, because visibility is not great in this. I did clean the filter before the other day. I just cleaned it out now. I just banged it, and I literally have 5 pounds. This bucket has probably 2 inches of powder from there. Now the cabinet, when I bought it used, so it did have a glass bead in it, but powdery, and probably I don't know, maybe that's normal. Maybe you get that much out of it. I've only sandblasted since I blew that cabinet out, the filter out. I probably only sandblasted for a couple hours in here. Maybe that's a normal amount you get out of it. The glass bead breaks down. I don't know. This is 80 grit glass bead, and I don't know if they have different grits. I know they have like the black stuff. I don't know if it's granite. I used to sandblast back when I worked at Harnish Figure and back in Wisconsin. Did a lot of sandblasting there. I did, and we used to use, it was called blackjack. And yeah, so I keep that on any of this crap, because if you bang it when you're in here doing it, you're gonna get doused with it, you know. Is this a good design that opens this way versus a side one? I don't know, maybe the side one would be nice, being that it doesn't drop all this on you, you know. Did I need one this big? Maybe not, but it was $1,000. I think they're 4 new. So I got it pretty good. I'll go back over it again, and that's just that side. I didn't even do this side here. After I did clean these with the wire wheel a little bit, they came 1, 2, 3. They, you know, I think I already showed you that, but they came out clean, nice and clean. So thing is, like I said, you start one spot, keep working your way over, because you go here, you flip it over, do something, and you miss spots. So I think the best is just to keep working your way around, rotating it as you go. There's a broken piece there for a bolt. I'll fix that. Other than that, I think it's pretty good. I will go and these burrs where the rubber goes, where they drilled and they put the staples. And then the last person used pop rivets. I guess that's what Gary said too. So the burrs are on here. I'll take my flapper disc. I'm just going to touch those off, and I'll go ahead and straighten all this out. And it's kind of hard for me to straighten stuff out if I don't know how it was supposed to look before. I'm taking that's kind of bent up, but I'll flatten. I know some of this is. I'll flatten it out nice on the anvil, and after I get them banging up and touching this stuff up, I'll run it in here one more time just to smooth it out a little bit, and then it's going to be primed and painted. I just want to get these darn tins done, and see, like I missed that little bit thing in there, you know. So you got to throw it in there, and I line them up kind of which areas I kind of missed, and then play the mind game of remembering. Like this has some pretty good pokies on it. Oh, that's just a staple stuck through it. An old staple from that got left there last time. Other than that, stuff's turning out pretty good. So I'll blow this off and check it, see if I missed anything, and then I'll go to the bench and the anvil and our weld and straighten all this up. You see that's all bent too. I'll straighten it up nice and prime it, paint it off. So I've been sandblasting. I've been back and forth in and out of that blaster. I get like a little dot here and there, something that's missed. And so I took a chalk pencil and I started circling them, but once it starts blowing in there, it kind of blows it away. And a couple little tiny little dots there, but I don't think it's hardly anything. And these tins they're not pretty. They're dented up a little bit there. I'm going to do is I'll try to pound a little of that out. I don't know if that's supposed to be even pushed in there, this whole big piece. I'll have to look at another one I have around on a motor and see if that's supposed to be knocked out. I'm just gonna let it go because that was all on this motor. I may have a little bit nicer one, and down the road, I'll you know, if it bothers me and I got a nicer one, I'll clean it up, sandblast it, and repaint it and put it on. That's not that much work, you know. It's just a day's worth of work or something. These turned out all right for what they are. They do have, this one's got a couple little dingy dents in the bottom, just a little bit. I'm gonna just tap them out. It's hard to see. I'll tap them out a little bit, the best I can do. And I'm gonna just prime and paint them and use them. It's not like it's a $30,000 truck. It never will be, you know. It's not a show truck. I just want it to be fairly decent, fairly nice, and you know, mechanically sound to drive. If I get a rock chip, I'm not gonna cry about it, you know. I'm just gonna pretty it up the best I can with what I bought. And if I do find a few more parts to change it along the way and repaint pieces, great. Like, I thought I had this pretty good yesterday, and we got crust in there. So I'll be spending probably another hour here touching up. Like, there's a little piece there, and inside the pulley you got a little crud there. Right here where the piece comes out for the tube, there's a little piece there. There's just a little funny. Sometimes it was pitting from the rust, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this all back in there. Try to remember the pieces, the parts that got to get touched up, because when it's blowing around in there, you can't see crud. You can't see crap in there when it's blowing, but it's working good. Like I said, I haven't owned one of these. I've been adjusting it down there a little bit. This pressure here reads nothing, this tank pressure. Now, I don't know what it's supposed to have or not. I'll try to look on the interweb and see if there's some YouTube video. Before I bought this, I did, or after I bought it, I did, before and after, I did look at some YouTube videos, but they were just basically the company selling them and then showing nothing about this. So I'll see if I can look something up to see proper adjustments for these. Like I said, the pressure regulator valve, I could turn that up and down, and I think it changes the air pressure. I don't know. It's working. It's working. And then I don't know. I think I got a new nozzle because I know them do wear out and round out, get bigger at some point. It came with a new one. So I'll get back at it. Hey guys, so I think I'm done sandblasting. You know, I keep thinking I'm done, then no, I'm done. I just keep seeing stuff, I think, but I I've been sandblasting, I think about working on this about 6 hours. A lot of it was, I'd sandblast it, think I have it, and then I'd open up a cabinet and I'd see a little spot and then throw that back in, and then where was that spot? All that fun stuff. So there's a lot of pieces here. It didn't look like that when you take it apart, but yeah, I have a lot of pieces here. I just shot a little primer on this because what was happening is I blasted it like yesterday, day before, and right in the cracks, some of the oil that was still in there was bleeding out, you know, so I cleaned it with some lacquer thinner and sandblasted it again, and today it was a little oily in there a little bit, so wiped it down a little bit one more time because you can only get her so clean. Wiped her down one more time, and I took her out and I just threw a little primer just on that just to keep it sealed off. I know I gotta straighten that stuff up. I did, this one was a bugger to do. Sandblasting these little pieces in there. It was hard to get in there, and I ended up taking a little knife and scratching out the grease junk out of there and got her all good. I did prime this. I don't know, just primed it. So I'm gonna have to go through all this stuff, straighten it. I mean, you can see it's bent, tweaked, get it all straight, and some of this is worn out. Some of the pieces are kind of worn. Well, the tab is missing on this one, so I gotta weld a little tab on there that bends over and holds your pin in. Yeah, so we'll just go through all this and straighten it, and weld anything if I have to weld it, make sure everything fits together good, and I'll probably run it a little bit more in the sandblaster if I kind of ding it up or anything. See there, I missed a little spot, and I'll hit that with the wire wheel. Some of this stuff is really on there. Some of it was like really thick paint. I think it was like spray bombed heavily. Like that's bent, but I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I'll have to look at another one around here and see how they should be, or I'll just take them and ask Gary. Gary just straighten me out and I'll straighten them out. So quite a big pile. I don't know. I probably worked on it, believe it or not. I probably got 15 to 20 hours just in this pile. Probably 20. Be time stopping, reloading it, playing around with the blaster a little bit. But yeah, mostly just reloading it, and can't see. I tried circling some of it with a soapstone, maybe a marker. Maybe not, because sometimes if you don't get that off, it comes through in your paint. So it's probably something you could probably circle it so when I'm sandblasting, I could see it a little easier. Let me know if there's something that works for you, because even though I got the filter fairly clean, it gets dusted up in there, and it's hard to see, especially through the plastic protection screen on there. If I squeak through underneath that, I can see a little better. But anyways, that's this stuff. Most of this will be getting painted gray. I think all this is getting painted gray, and this I'll do black in there. And I'm just doing something different. I'll do it all gray in the whole motor area bay up to where the black rubber is, and the rest of it in there, I'm gonna do a satin black in there, the rest of it. So let's go take a look in there and see what we think about that and what we're gonna do. A lot of parts, a lot of parts, a lot of parts. A lot of parts there. Just taking that stuff off, didn't seem like that many parts. There's a few extras in here. A few extra parts are for the custom one. But let's take a look over here and see what we think. Now I'll have to take this off, and I'll see if I think I can take that off, and I'll sandblast that. I'll have to check for a new rubber for there. I don't know if any of this comes off that I can take it off and sandblast it, because it's tack welded up around, it's welded up around there. So I will just clean this the best I can. I'll wire wheel the heck out of it, clean it up, Clean in there as much as I can a little bit. That stuff, I'm just gonna probably undercoat some of that in there, but here I just want to spray that all a satin black. I don't know what they got on there. Maybe they got some undercoating crap. I'll see what I can clean up. We won't be needing these chokes, manual chokes, but I'll keep all that. And I can unscrew this and blast that, and then that'll be the satin black along with the rest of it. This, I don't know if it unscrews or not. No, looks like it might be all welded on. So we'll just clean that all up. Down in there, sorry. Down in there, it's split apart. They didn't fix it for crap. So what I'm gonna do in there is, there we go. I am gonna weld that up kind of nice, fairly good. Not too special, but I'll weld that up so there's nothing flying up in there. I mean, $20-some thousand truck, you know. The guy paid over like $22,000 for it or something like that. And you got crap like that, that's just an easy fix, you know. I mean, it doesn't take that long. If you're doing it, just go ahead and do it right. So then I don't have this blue. I don't know if I could get it matched, color match and made into a spray bomb or something. Just like if I could like repaint this under here and make a nice blue line across instead of the wavy crap here that they have. I should see if I can get something matched pretty close. I don't know if I will be able to. If not, I will have to somehow just tape it off. I'll set the door in there and tape it off and see what's gonna, I just don't want nothing showing. I do want it to be straighter than this crooked crap. You know, like I said, it's not a $25,000 truck or whatever, you know. It is what it is, but I'm just gonna try to make it as nice as I kind of can. And driver. All right. That's what's up now. It's 93 in the shop and 109, maybe it's 110 out there now. Outside, it's gonna be 114. That's what they say. It'll probably be 116, and that's in the shade. So once this is behind me, straightened, painted, that's a big job kind of done, you know. And I would have loved to have been able to have been out here in the shop 8-10 hours a day, every day, and just knock it out. But I can see I got a lot of straightening and stuff to do. We'll get that all straightened up and fixed up. So that's where we're at now on this, and I'll just keep hammering at it. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Corvair Addiction.